Oh, yeah. We're live. We're live. Sound check. Sound check. Can you hear us, Max?
Yeah, we're good. We're all good.
All right. Let's drop that intro while we're here and see what happens.
Nitro is the glory.
Yes, indeed. Nitro is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 129 of the No Name RC podcast. We are live from the Raw Nationals here at LCRC Raceway. To my right, I guess he's on my right, is Toby Hansen. What's up, Toby? How are you?
How's it going, guys?
And joining us all the way from Finland, and he's camping and doing camper life, is Maximus Mortis. What's up, Max?
Yeah, we're doing good. It's a practice day. Went out doing some camping tonight.
Yeah, we're both outside today. We don't. Hopefully, the internet cooperates with us. If you guys can, please share this. Let's get some people up here, and we're gonna talk about what's going on at the races. Before we do that, I'd like to shout out and say thank you to all of the NNRC Squad around the world. Thank you guys for all your support. Also, shout out to all of the patrons on Patreon. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here, actually. So thank you guys. If you wish to support this podcast, you can. The link is in the written description here. Also, shout out to all of our awesome sponsors. Mayako. I haven't heard much about them lately, but I'm sure we will soon. TNR Fuels, High Tech, Beach RC, Techno RC, Sun City RC Raceway, Lugs RC, Manscaped.com, JQ Racing, RCGP Racecraft, JQ Threads, Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, Racecraft USA, Wally Builds, and House of RC. So we are here. I don't see any YouTube. Is this going live in YouTube? Can somebody check it on YouTube and let me know if it's going? We just watched the first round of Truggy qualifying for today. It was round 3, actually. Who actually TQ'd that? It had to be Dakota Fend. Yeah.
Fend Mayfield Testman, I believe.
Yes. They just had a vicious battle going on there. Fend's looking smooth as ice as usual, and Mayfield has regrouped and come back from yesterday. He was good in Truggy yesterday. He was struggling a bit in Buggy. But hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Tyrone? What's up, Extra Lap? What's up? Everybody's talking to you, Toby. Everybody's saying hello to you. Nobody's saying hello to me. We got Aiden.
What's up, guys?
You heard that. Toby's voice sounds so great, doesn't it? Hello to my wife. She's tuning in. James Eves, all the way from Scotland. Share this, guys. I don't see any. Oh, there we go. Some YouTube guys. Justin Cusco. What's up? So, as you guys know, I've been here since Monday. I've been enjoying myself. Toby got her Tuesday. All I can say right off the bat is this is probably one of the best facilities I've ever been to. Toby, you are a local here. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, local being 3.5 hours away.
Yeah, that's close.
But it kind of is my home track at this point. But yeah, I've been coming here, I guess, since 2016 was the first year I've come here. And even since then, it's just evolved exponentially. They expanded their camp a lot this year, so there's a whole nother row now of campers, so you can get a spot, plug in your RV, get full power and all that. But it's an amazing facility out here in the beautiful Pennsylvania countryside.
Yeah, Max, I would tell you this is what when Joseph you guys look for facilities, you always say we want this and we want that. This facility has everything that you guys ask for. All the roads are nicer, gravelly paved. They got plenty of ample parking, hookups for all of campers and stuff like that. An air compressor that would probably...
It will blow the car out of your hand.
Yeah, and there's multiple stations on the back. It's like away, so you ain't hearing all of it. You know what I mean? You got, the staff are absolutely amazing. They just want to make sure you have a good time. Kevin is straightforward. You play by the rules. If you don't, that's it. I like that. His wife is working hard. Like it's a whole family affair, and they're doing a good job here. It really is nice.
Yeah, they really set the benchmark in the Northeast for just how to run a race program. You know,
Yes.
everything is thought about, thought through. Various, every race they evolve, come up with new ideas, find ways to save time. It's it's phenomenal.
Yes, I mean, I wish I like him. He doesn't take no shit. He says this is how it's gonna be, and boom, he sticks to it, and I like that. And man, everybody here is having fun, but I will say this: the intensity level is up. These guys, I mean, everybody came in there Tuesday saying, "Oh, this is just another race," right? I'm pretty sure it's not just another race right now.
Yeah, it is. Like, come on, you missed 1 year of any big race. This is like the biggest race in 2 years for these guys.
Yes.
No way they're gonna be like, oh, I don't care.
Well, biggest sanctioned race.
This is a big one.
Yeah, I mean,
even DNC was sort of like last missed it, I guess. A lot of people were like sort of on the back foot due to travel and all that. This is like the first race where everyone is like on board, even from America,
Yeah. Go ahead, Toby.
Yeah, I mean, Mugen
In 2
Challenge
years.
last year.
One second. Go ahead.
Mugen Challenge last August is a big race they run here. Adam and the whole Mugen team here. That was like the kind of like a nationals last summer. That was the first time we really all got out to race. There was a ton of pros. It was almost like another nationals warm up.
Yeah, and that was the epic battle that we saw Cole and Mayfield.
Oh, that was an amazing race. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna tell you, like, we got her. We did the practice on Tuesday, which was a little bit confusing, but they got it done. I understand how that has to work. The track has to make some money off of that, which I'm all for. I don't agree with extra practice or whatever because this is the nationals, but I understand why it's done. So I'm cool with that. The practice schedule the next day was a bit confusing. I was a bit lost with it, with their seating choices and whatnot like that. And then they decided to do one round of 7-minute practice instead of 2 to get out here a little early because people weren't turn marshalling on time. I have to bring up that. We got to get better with turn marshalling.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, Roar is sort of like a child compared to EFRA. Like, EFRA really, like, the rules are like, it's every year it's the same. It's always like, I guess, 4 rounds of practice on the first day, then a few rounds of practice on the second day, then the seedings, then the last, like the what's it called, like the opening ceremony, and then like a shakedown after that. So it's like, it's all ironed in. It's been the same for like the last 5 years. Then like it had like little tweaks in the last 20. So like Roar is like, seems like last time there was the Nats, it was open practice, which is insane for a sanctioned event. So like I think that's something Roar needs to figure out. But so far all I've heard is decent.
Yeah, they figured it out. Go ahead, Toby. Toby.
There was a lot of confusion. I mean, there's a lot of us. This is my first nationals event. And a ton of people here local in the same boat, so we didn't really know what the hell was going on for the first 2 days. It was from Raw, there was no announcements made. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, the thing is also that in America, Raw is the only sanctioned event, where in Europe there's national sanctioned events and then there's Euros for the European Championship. So like, for us, Euros is not much different from our nationals in the terms of like sanctioned events. But in America, it's like, I remember at RCGB, people were like really weirded out by like tech inspection and schedules and all that. So it's, I believe for most people probably who are new to like racing the national stuff, it's a culture shock as the first race to do.
Yeah, but like I said, it was a little bit shaky for Roy yesterday. On practice day, on the official practice day, but they kind of got the act together yesterday. There was some, there was a drivers meeting, and then we saw some people over. Obviously a lot of talk is about the truggy bodies and obviously the legality of those. Also, there was a big discussion about dropping from 7-minute qualifiers to 6-minute qualifiers because guys are kind of struggling for fuel mileage on this track. And I just wanted to ask Toby.
That would be silly. I think, that to me, that's like at the European Championship, that would never happen. Well, even that, no one would even ask that because like here, if it's a roll, it's 5-minute qualifiers. It's always 5 minutes, and if you want to change it, you change it at the EFRA AGM. But like even someone asking because people are struggling for fuel mileage, then that's the game. Like the point of them being 7 minutes is the fact that you need to actually make the 7 minutes as well.
Toby, why are guys struggling to get fuel mileage? Or you've been here before. Is this track always a fuel hungry track?
Some layouts really can be, with this big long, that big long sweeping section of the left side of the track. So yeah, I mean, people do seem to struggle out a little bit.
Yeah.
The weather is fluctuating. We had really no humidity until today. It was like 20%. What day is it?
It is Saturday.
Yes, 20%. Tuesday through Friday, and then we had a little rain last night, and now it's in the 90s. So I mean, that's.
Yeah, it's throwing people for a loop. We just watched the last Truggy qualifier, and like Tebow was so rich, he had to come in. Lutz's motor, everybody's motor was so rich because this is the first day we've actually had humidity. Like I'm actually sweating today.
Is it hot? Is it hot out there?
It's hot. This is the hottest day so far.
But there's clouds, so we've got no sun. We just got that humidity, which is kind of.
Yeah. How hot is it? Like.
I don't know the degree. It's not really that hot, no, but it rained last night. So the rain brought out the humidity.
Well, yeah, that makes it. Yeah, but the thing is, Euros and the Roar Nats are always like at the middle of the summer. So that's always like the hottest race of the season. And it's always people have engine issues because it's so hot. Like when you go over 30 Celsius, which is like, I think like 95 Fahrenheit, like when you go over that, you start to have engine issues. You need to go to a P4 plug. You need to tune the engine a bit different. And then it's like the engine tuning window is so narrow. So people start to have problems with fuel mileage and tuning and all that. So.
Yeah, I would tell you that. I know everybody wants to talk about the body gate, but otherwise than that, the weather has been perfect, Max. Like the days leading up here, it's been the sun's been out, but it's been so nice. In the evenings, it's actually cold in the evenings. I was shocked.
46 degrees Wednesday morning, 48 degrees yesterday, and then it went
up to
that's 92.
cold.
That's crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
I didn't bring any sweat tops or anything like that, but I couldn't, like weather-wise, I couldn't complain. This little bit of rain, it added some
traction.
Yeah,
it keeps the track together. I mean, looking from the live RC, it looks like the track's starting to break up a bit. And the track what you guys did yesterday, Lutz was already saying like you need to watch this rut and you need to watch this one. So I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of scared for Fenn because he looked so good when the track was like fresh. But I believe he's starting to struggle if the track's is gonna keep breaking up more and more.
We shall see. It's not that bad so far. Guys are struggling today through the 6-pack. I saw guys that were doing it easily all weekend, now struggling. They're changing the lines because the middle, like the third jump, where you jump, it
wears out.
Yeah. Interesting track, man. Lots of off-camber stuff. It's so awesome seeing the pro guys hug that off-camber turn on the hill and go through, and then jumping into this like long sweeper. And
the off-campers are definitely the nicest part of the track far, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something kind of that Kevin always does. There's always a little off-camber stuff. That's kind of his thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, there was a crazy off-camber section a couple of years ago. It went right down the middle of the track coming at you. And there was just, it was like left, right, all off-camber. It was nuts.
Yes, you can't really see the elevation from. You have to be there. Like you literally are almost eye level with the feet of the driver's stand when you're on top of that hill over there. So it's pretty steep, pretty high. And
you don't see that in the picture whenever we post the panoramic pictures on Facebook. The track looks kind of flat until you actually see it, and it actually looks pretty amazing.
Also, if you guys are seeing some cool pictures on Live RC, thank this man because he's been out there snapping some badass pictures.
The bar camera.
Yeah. It's I'm glad that we have got some pictures coming from this event. Live RC is doing a great job, by the way. They got a lot of cameras up there. The guys are working hard. That's good to see. All right. Also, the surface of the track, man. The surface is something that I've never seen before. They're using soap. They're like mixing soap like detergent in the water. It looks
Wow.
like. Mm-hmm.
I think the soap helps with the water absorption. And, kind of
Yeah.
hold it together really rather than anything else. But yeah, it's the weirdest dirt. Nothing really much like it.
Yeah.
That tracks in the northeast. It's not very abrasive. It's powdery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no rocks or gravel in it.
It's weird because it gets this really, really fine line of dust right on the line, and you can't. It just like they blew it off. I think for the odd races yesterday, or whatever, and you can just like it just comes up. No rubber really gets on the track too. I've been talking to guys who have been up before. It's like very hard to get any rubber on the track and really form a groove. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a very soft sort of dirt, but then they use soap to make it like stiff. So that's what it looks like on the pictures and the videos. But I can see it's not like, you know, some dirts get really stiff. They're like sort of concrete, but this is sort of like very fine and looks a bit softer than usual.
Yeah, it's definitely throwing guys for a loop. I think the hot race guys got onto something yesterday because, man, Cole came out yesterday and was just on fire. Tasman's looking good all weekend, you know.
Yeah, but come on, like this is like, if you, like, at least I obviously haven't seen the dirt in person, but looking from the videos, looking for the pictures, this is like exactly the type of dirt they have in Southern Europe. So like probably the only track I've ever seen in America where it's even close to Southern Europe, and that's where the hot race tires really excel. That's where they're really good. So I'm not even surprised Cole and Ty are both doing really good, because like even J Concepts, they run in the south. They're really good in the southeast. Southeast mostly really, and then AKA and Proline are really good in California. But well, J Concepts has been really good recently too. But if you go like to Florida or like South Carolina, you can only run J Concepts pretty much.
Toby, you're
Because
hot
the dirt
race.
is just like,
You're running hot race. What tires are you going on?
Pretty much Bangkok V2s, mostly soft and mediums.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think everybody wants to
All right.
talk about the. Do you want to talk about the bodies yet, or because I know that's a lot of people are asking
Yeah,
about.
we could address the body because I have very strong opinions about it, and they're like mixed, but I have very strong opinions about it already. So
All right. Well,
we can do that. Now.
Well, I'm gonna start.
Should
this
I open with my?
Go ahead. You go in your mix, and I'll tell you what
I
we're
go
seeing
ahead.
here.
Okay. So let's start from the very obvious. Are these bodies legal? 100% yes. The rule says it needs to look like a truck. And if we agree that the previous bodies look like a truck, this does as well. That's it.
Well, I'm kind of.
There's no ifs, and there's buts. That's it. The bodies, I'm a lawyer, but if I was, they probably would agree with me. There's no way you can say that if the other bodies were legal, these are not. There's nothing. There's no absolutely anything to say against it. Then the second thing is, chuggy is not the same as truck. That's just on top of the legality. So chuggy means a different thing than truck. And I don't know what the Americans want to call it, but if you call it chuggy, this body is 100% legal. If you call it truck, can be debate.
You know what?
Okay, then we...
I just want to agree. I agree with that point. I actually think they look like truggies now, because I never thought they looked like trucks before, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it had a truck-type body, but they weren't trucks with the big wide wheels.
Yeah. And then, like, let's go to the next thing. I think they look all right. They don't look great, but they look all right. Like, chuggy is usually pretty ugly anyway, so I don't mind. The techno body is ugly, but so is the buggy one. So, like, that's just matching their whole body design. But, like, other ones, they look okay.
But they're working.
Yeah, so
they're working, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and that's the final thing I'm come to. So the thing is, the chuggy bodies are open from the sides. So when you go into a jump, from the top of the front bumper, all the air goes in, and from the sides of the car, all the air goes in the body, and it stalls the car in the air. That also happens when you go on high speed. All the air catches up inside the body, tries to lift the car up. And, you know, if you don't want to really lift the car up, you want to keep the tires on the ground. You want to have the body push the car to the ground. So the original chuggy bodies are the worst possible thing on like aerodynamic wise. And if you ever driven a short course truck, you know how the like if the wind gets under the body, how that affects it. So these bodies just eliminate that effect, and they go neatly around the sort of sidecars of the car, and they don't allow air to go in the body. So that's like performance wise, this is a no-brainer. It's 100% better to have a body like this.
Yeah, I agree with it. Okay, so I know a lot of people at home are kind of like, oh, this is not this. It's inevitable, people. This is the evolution of truggy as we know it. The only two guys in the top heat running the traditional truggy body are Ty and Cole.
And Ryan Lutz.
And Ryan Lutz, yes. With X-Ray. It's running an X-Ray truck. And to be fair, Ty's still competitive, but I mean, they're excellent drivers. Why were HB drivers DQ? I don't know, but maybe because they were running buggy, modified. There are some people running modified buggy bodies on her, and I believe that's a no-no.
Yeah, I saw them
Why
trying to
though?
get
That
tech.
Yeah, because
those should
no, listen, because the rules state also that these bodies must have part numbers and be readily available to the public, and JC and Proline's bodies are. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Toby, what race are you in?
19.
Okay,
I got time.
All right, cool. Just checking. So to everybody crying about the bodies, guess what? If one of those bodies win this weekend, all y'all will have them on your truggies. What do you think, Toby? You're a technical guy. Let's let Toby talk.
Okay.
What do I think of them in general?
Yeah,
or-
you got one.
I haven't got one yet. I'm running the old truck.
Okay.
People were thanking me for having that body on my truck. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of natural evolution in this hobby. It's like how touring car kind of went down the shitter, you know, with their bodies. Everyone's talking about how they don't look like cars anymore. It's just, I mean, even now, the buggies we race, they don't look like anything either. They don't. You never see a 8-scale buggy that look like anything that's realistic. So it's just natural evolution. Unfortunately, we just have to accept it.
And also. Oh yeah, see, Justin says yeah, it is. I mean, it looked like a buggy body to me, but I don't see Cole running it. But there are some. I don't think these guys, the ones we see, are modified buggy ones. To be honest. Also, we never even thought of this. It was pointed out to me by one of the techno guys. It makes one-handed pitting so much easier. You can do it like one-handed pits.
You grab the front tower.
Yeah. Oh, it looked all right. That says truggy, but I don't see many. The HB ones that I've seen people have are actually modified bodies. One or two.
Yeah,
that
I've seen those on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Max. I'm sure you had something. There's your mom in the background getting in the camper.
Yeah. She's getting something from the car. Well, I wanted to say so that like, if people actually want, or could just make a rule that the body must go over the front shock tower.
Yeah.
And that would be solved. BRCA already made that rule, and that could be made. And that's like, if they wanted to, I personally believe there's no reason to make that rule, because truggies, if you actually look at the definition of what truggy actually is, these bodies are actually more realistic than the bodies these guys used before. But then looking at the whole thing, I don't believe we should even have a rule these need to look realistic or scale. I think we should actually have a rule that like prevents like crazy aerodynamic things from happening. I don't like RC cars should be their own thing. Like I think we should get away from the scale thing, because these guys don't look scale at all. For the past like 20 years, none of these cars have looked like real like buggies or real like truggies. So I don't believe like the scale thing is like even valid anymore. So we should move from like this body needs to look realistic to something like this body needs to be this wide. It can't be higher than this. Sort of like dimensions rules where you can't sort of exploit the rules for performance, but you can do pretty much wherever you want otherwise. Because like, come on, people already do whatever they want. But if someone actually wanted, they could make a body that would look completely ridiculous and only for aerodynamic gain. I already talked about this a lot in my own videos, but this is something that people just like, come on, these aren't realistic, these bodies. It's like, it's far gone.
We've gone too
The
far
boat
past
has
that.
sailed on realistic. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about who's fast, who's good, who's looking good. Obviously, Cole left on a high note. TQ in the last round yesterday, second round. Desmond goes in your You're over 90 TQ. Man, I'm going to say, I was talking to Ty and DeGord. I did a pit walk, and I talked to both of them. You can check that on YouTube. Shameless plug. And I'm going to tell you, they seem confident. I listened to Ty's Truggy engine. Oh, my gosh. That thing is, like, saucy. Like, it's so fast. Like, they're running it really lean. You barely see any smoke, but it's flying. And they are the only ones running the Lexan wing. Like, they're just thinking of everything to keep, I think it's like, we was talking about
the X-ray wing is a lot lighter. The X-ray wing is like 15 grams lighter. The J-Con and the Proline wings are pretty much the same weight as the regular wings. So that's the reason why they're running it.
I think it's really helping them in that off-camber section. They don't have that weight up high, so they're not getting that because, I mean, if you get it wrong out there, you're just going to slide on. It's so many off-camber sections here. Toby, any observations of any fast guys while you're here?
Not really, just a few of the seasoned guys struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Seth, I think, just managed to get his way into the Truggy. He's 11th, I think, right now. He was down in the B for a while.
Yeah. These guys really got messed up in practice and got put in some slower heats, and really it kind of just mind screwed them, like, and they want to be these, like, let me tell you, the competition is extreme here. You can see it in these guys' faces. Like, they want to be they don't even want to be the last person going up the driver's stand if they have to be, like, and they, like, honestly, like, I can't express, like, the intensity. They're smiling, but
they're crying inside.
Oh yeah, I can, like, I'm behind I'm in the AE camps behind me, and I heard when they're coming off, and I heard the psychology going in. These guys want to beat each other badly, and you know what? I love it. This is what racing is all about. Ryan Lutz, I have to give him some credit. Ryan Lutz he isn't even in upper and if he's over there pitting by himself. I went over and talked to him, and thank you to him for doing the pit walk. He's looking very good out here. He was looking good yesterday in bug. He had issues in truck this morning, but he's driving. He's confident. I'm talking to him. He's calm. He's always calm and is quiet. But I'm super impressed with what he's doing over there. He's pretty much by himself. One of the guys here is helping him pit. And he says, Keenan, I'm enjoying myself. I'm sitting over here. It's just peaceful. And he's looking very impressive out there. And, hey, anything can happen this weekend. That's the beautiful thing about it. Remember, everybody has to race in as well.
Yeah, I was looking at the qualifiers yesterday, and to me, like, Ty and Ryan were the most, like, secure guys. Like, both of these guys had, like, very, like, stable pace. They did the same laps. Their car looked very easy to drive. Ty's car looked very similar to what he always has. Ryan looked comfortable on his car. So these two guys could be like the dark horses come main day. But, like, speed-wise, they're still lacking a bit compared to, like, Cole and Fend and even Mayfield. But Mayfield was just overdriving, I feel like. But I looked at the second qualifier where they filmed him a lot. It looked like he was just overdriving all the time. He was, like, you could see that he would jump and his car would be sort of, like, angled on the air, and he wouldn't correct it. So I don't know. Mayfield's gonna wake up come main day anyway. But, like, either way, Ty and Ryan Lutz are really looking good right now.
And Cole, man. I mean, Cole's been up here enough. It's a big hot HB presence there, as well as Hot Race too, because they're right next to Hot Race. And he's getting a lot of feedback. He's super confident. He's taking this seriously this weekend as well. Talking to him, Cole's usually the life of the party, but he's taking it easy this weekend, and he looks fully focused. The thing is keeping his head on for that 60 minutes. That's going to be the big thing right there. How about the techno camp there, Toby? Tebow is honestly looking probably the best out of all these guys right now. This is like his element. The track is a little loose. It's getting a little rough. He did struggle like in his last truggy, but he had to come in and his engine tune was way off, like way off. But he seems confident. Tebow, he's always up there watching the track. He's watching what everybody else is doing, and he's looking racy. He's got a lot of meat on the bone, as we would say, left, and he's probably not showing all his cards, I would say, at the moment, which is fine because he has to save some for the semis. So it's man, it's the intensity it's just intense, man. It really is. Like, I just can't explain it. You have to be here and feel the atmosphere that's going on here. But otherwise than that, the general public are here to having a good time. There's lots of good people. It's a big Southeast presence up here, so a lot of people that I know. The Northeast guys are really treating us good here, man. Toby and his crew, and just glad to meet all these guys that I talk to on Facebook. Man, I can't express how good they've treated us up here, man. You guys have got a really good thing going up here, Toby.
Oh yeah, we're pretty blessed.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Who else do we want to talk about? Because we're kind of winging this today. We weren't sure if we was going to get this done. We're going into the third round of buggy qualifying. TLR was kind of on the back foot yesterday going in. The Fenn kind of was thrown for a loop. He wasn't as fast, and that's when Cole and Tessman done it. I don't know, man. Tessman's looking good. I think he's going to wrap it up in this third round. I think he can. I'm pretty sure he will.
Yeah, it's hard to say, really. I mean, to me, it looks like Fend is still the fastest out there because in the actually one weird thing that's been happening is people wait along. Are they running like 1 minute warm-ups or something? Because like Fend missed the starting lap, the Q2, and Mayfield missed the starting lap in Q1. So like the Testman already lapped both these guys before they even got started. So they get like extra 5 seconds before they start their run. So Fenn had that in the Q2.
To give us two
so Fenn used that in Q2.
2 warm-up laps.
Yeah. So these people are like waiting to the right at the end, and Fenn, I guess, crashed, and Tesma got by, and he got like plus like 3 or 4 seconds at the start, just because he like missed the start. But the thing is, though, I still believe Fenn and Mayfield are the fastest ones out there. Cole is like faster than Tessman and Lutz, but still like he's a bit more uncertain. Just because like come main day, it's always like you don't really know what to expect, and he needs to get a good start. He really needs to get a good start, because if he doesn't, he takes a little while to get back in the rhythm and catch these guys up, and that's like racing Roar May. You can't really catch people up if you have a bad start. So to me right now, it looks like Cole is like having one of his best weekends, and I believe it's because the tires are working. It's an East Coast style track, even though it's in Philly. So like this is like the best option for him. This is like his best chance to really get a good result, I feel like. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. I still believe Ty is going to be the strong come main, and you can never really count Mayfield out, really.
Yeah, you can.
Fenn is going to be fast, but it's hard to say, really. Yeah, the track's going to be rougher, and that's going to be really bad for Fenn.
Yeah.
Ty and Cole both have the same. They both got four points right now, so they're super close between those two guys.
Yep.
Both running hot race.
Yeah.
Cole runs here quite a bit. Works closely with Jason Schreffler, who's a kind of local fast guy, hot bodies guy. So they're super tight. So that's probably helping Cole, feedback on track, tires, everything. So
Yeah. It's he's Shreff's right there across from him. I'm looking at him now. Remember, also I want to touch on the qualifying. It's really hard for these guys. This track is really fast, and it's hard for these guys to get some space. You're seeing a lot of these, like we was just watching, who was it? Spencer, Rifkin, and who else?
it was Rifkin and Hecker.
Yeah, they were just, like you would have thought.
Bumper.
Yeah, through the
Truggy race.
Yeah, so it's really hard for some of these guys to get space, and once you get caught up in some sort of a pack, it's just, and these guys, I'm telling you, man, that's why I know there's no backing off. There's no ease, like where they could have just slowed down for a second, let them go, and just pace them. They don't want anybody in front of them. It's truly amazing to watch, truly. All right, we have a few questions here. Ty, what's up, Ty? What's up, Ricardo? Ty wants to know, when do you think the Worlds will be back? Did they cancel the Worlds for next year as well?
No, this year only.
Right, so we should have it at Radovan. This is actually a qualifying year for the Worlds at the Raw Nats. So I guess
Yeah.
the top 40 out of her will go to the Nats. I mean, to the Worlds in Spain next year, hopefully, if everything goes well. That's what everybody's focus is. You talk to people like, I want to make the top 40 so I can make the Worlds. But I mean, there's only 40 people that can go. So I think we'll see it. We're seeing some younger guys turn some pace too. I saw that Joey Bordon, techno driver, he was in 15th going into buggy overnight last night, which is really good. I love to see the young guys make a name for themselves. This is the place that you want to do it, or get your dream shattered, as I like to say. But what was it?
Renanick in 9th right now.
Yep.
Tater Sontag 10th. Aiden Horn.
Aiden's super confident.
Oh, yeah.
He's right across from me, and I'm teasing him every time, and he's like, I got this. I like that. Super confident.
Yeah, he's been looking good recently. I think he did the warm-up race, and he said he didn't feel very good with his car, but like he still finished, I think, 5th, if I'm correct. Was it him who finished 5th for the warm-up race? Aiden Horn.
Yeah, he finished 5th in the
warm-up
warm-up race. Yep.
Yeah. So he said his car wasn't like perfect, so he was still like feeling he could get a bit more out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, finishing 5th still tells a lot about how he's doing. And like his results at DNC, his results at Silver State, all been like really good progress. So
Yes.
he's one of those kids that's could surprise really.
I think my sleeper is Cav. Cav's just silently her, like he usually is. He's not spectacular. He's not,
Yeah.
But I think Cav is one of those guys you just got to watch out for, especially in a 60-minute main. That's what you got to remember. And tomorrow is going to be the hottest day of the week so far. So there's supposed to be about 10
You're gonna see a
degrees.
lot of flameouts.
Yeah, and
We
that's
may
what.
get some weather too.
Yeah, tonight. Well,
60% chance today of rain.
Okay.
And tomorrow. So
good. Throw some variables
gonna
at these
definitely
guys.
mix it up a little bit.
Yes, I love it, man. We shall see. It's
Yeah.
these guys are really worried about fuel mileage. They're really worried about the engines for 60 minutes. It's just, I mean, talking to Tebow, that was one of his first, his air filter and all that type of stuff. So, I mean, you can be fast today and you can be fast in the semis, but that 60 minutes is going to be challenging tomorrow, especially if it's hot as they think it's going to be. And the track's going to get bad.
I'm gonna be. Yeah. That's the track getting bad is definitely gonna help Mayfield and lots, I believe. Tessman's car still has those issues he's had all year with bumps, so he really wants the track to keep like this, because at the moment I feel he's the most consistently fast guy out there. But like as you said about Cav, I wouldn't be even surprised if he finished 2nd or 3rd. I would be really surprised if he won. But seeing him on the podium wouldn't be a surprise at all, really. Because, he's always that guy who is around there. But there's still, Tessman, Mayfield, and even Lutz and Ogden, I feel, are all a bit faster than Cavalieri. So for him to beat all those guys is really unlikely. But for him to beat most of those guys is very likely. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Cav in the podium. But my picks are still Tessman Mayfield or Fenn. Fenn really is going to be good in qualifier, but can't see him winning the 60 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to Kevin, who's the owner of her, he was just telling me back in 2012, though, I didn't know this, Fenn and Tessman actually battled it out to the last lap, and he said they switched, he said it was so good that they actually switched positions, 4 times in
3
one
times
lap.
in the last lap or something.
Yeah. So,
I watched. I remember that main. That was one of the best Roar mains. I think that was the 12, 13, 14. Those were the best Roar mains in probably the history of Roar. Buggy and Truggy both. Those years were really good. It was always Fenn. Drake won in 2013, but it was always Tessman, Fenn, and someone else. They had a really good battle, and yeah, Fenn and Tessman has always. If it comes down to those two guys, it's gonna be a great battle, no doubt.
speaking of Drake, he's on the back foot this weekend, and Truggy and Buggy. I'm surprised to see that because he's been to this track many times. I thought this would be natural for him, but I think yes, he still wants to be competitive, but I think he really wants Mayfield to win this too. I mean, obviously he would like to win it, but for J Concepts, for Mugen, and obviously Mayfield is his friend. And Mayfield only has one of these. He has 4 truck ones, but only one Buggy one. I think he wants it to win. But I'm right across from the techno pits. Like, I'm watching them, and I'm gonna tell you, each one of those guys in that pit, they wanna the friend. Like, I'm telling you, I can see it, but they just wanna, because I believe they're all fighting for positions in the company. I mean, they got a bunch of drivers over there, and it's gonna be this is gonna be a big deal, for whoever can win this. Whoever can bring Techno their first ever national champion will definitely have a job next year. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's.
But the thing is,
Go ahead.
yeah, the thing about Techno though is, you remember like last time we had one of these race analyst things. We were at Silver State, where I said this is the perfect track for Techno. I remember you talked to Tebow yesterday on the pit walkabout, and he said he prefers smoother tracks, but I firmly believe the results show otherwise.
Yeah.
If you look at the results they've had, it's always Silver States, it's always DNC where Techno excels. It's very rarely the Roar Nats, or you remember the Worlds in Australia when the track was very similar looking to this one. It's sort of smooth, semi-high grip, and sort of like you need to have a lot of corner speed. The style they do their car, it's not really suited to tracks like this. And seeing Tebow going as fast as he did, to me is very surprising. But this is like probably one of the worst types of tracks for the Techno car, I would believe. For Tebow personally, probably is okay, but for the Techno car, this is not very good. Their car is better for, if the track really blows up, then they might get something. But even the grip level is so high that I believe the really long arms are not going to help them here.
How about you, Toby? You are driving the Techno. What do you think of Max's analysis?
Yeah, I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, my car's been pretty decent, but I'm an over the hill 50+ guy, extremely hungover. But beside the point. But yeah, I mean, it's they've got almost all the cars in the. What we got? Jared. I guess we've only got one in the top 10 right now. So
Yeah.
some data there.
Yeah.
Prove it. Joe's outside looking in 12. Joey will.
Yeah, but to be honest, Tyler had a flame out. Seth has been having issues.
Yeah.
So like I'd be expecting Tyler, Jared, and Seth all to make the main.
Yes.
But I can't see them being as competitive as they look. Like Silver State, Techno was dominating.
Yeah.
Like they could have had a top 3 all Techno, honestly. So
You know what's cool too?
so here it's a different story.
You know what's cool too? This also almost has a big race field, like a full scale race field. You have people over here watching Formula One qualifying. You have pit bikes. People are riding pit because you actually are. It's big enough where you can be far away. You need something like that.
Yeah.
And I would say like this is one of the closest feelings I've had to a full scale race at an RC race ever. I'm just telling you, man. You guys have to really be here to witness the atmosphere and just
Yeah.
absorb it all in.
But
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing about like a lot of these like American races, like the big races, DNC, PNB. These are always like sort of these are not built on existing facilities. It's always like a field where you build a track and a drive stand, and then you fit the pits wherever you have space. But like when you have a facility made for RC, you will have the space for campers, you will have the pit spaces, and that brings a feel. Like some people might say, well, that doesn't really matter, but it really does. It brings a different feel. It brings like it some kind of realness to it.
Yeah,
and the facilities are really important.
A lot of people come here. I mean, they talk about it. It's a camping location with RC racing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Exactly.
it's set up like that. People come, they bring their kids, they bring their dogs, they bring their wives, and just hang out.
Yeah. It's definitely got that style, European style flavor. You know what I mean? Where all you guys getting like what you're doing right now. Exactly. If I was to do this again, I'd do camper life, but I'd also hire a shower or something. So I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Well, we have a shower here.
Yeah,
so
but
we
I'm
can
too
go.
big for the showers. You know that. We remember DNC.
Oh no, we have like the camping area here has a
okay,
shower, so
okay.
we're good.
Yeah, you don't have.
You
the
could
heat.
fit there too.
All right. So, are we gonna do some predictions now, and then take a few questions? Or are we
Yeah,
gonna
should we just do Q3 and then tomorrow do the main? Because like we need to see qualifier and before we do the main predictions.
You know
right?
who else is looking good is walking right here too. It's your nemesis from DNC, Ryan Pavitas. He's actually doing pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna say about this because Associated is not looking too good. I would expect like to me this track is perfect for our car because I mean if I was at the track I would imagine my car would be really freaking good. So I'm really surprised to see the struggle this much and to see Ryan doing as good as he's doing. I'm
talking about
even
you.
more convinced that.
Sure, come over and
Is
say
he
what's
there?
up. Yeah.
Get him on camera. I want to
Thank
tell
you
him
for your
this.
time. Sit there, Ryan. We
I'll
got.
see you guys. I gotta go race
Yeah,
my toy
Toby's
car.
got to go race. Thank you for your time, Toby.
Got it.
Yeah.
Have a
Thanks,
seat,
Sophie.
Ryan.
Yeah.
We got Ryan Pavitas. He just walked over her. Oh, your iPad. Thanks, Toby. What's up, Ryan? How are you? You got your teammate Max, your nemesis from DNC.
What's up?
Back in 2018.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's doing really good this weekend.
Yeah.
Where are you sitting right now, Ryan?
I think I'm 19th overall, counting like 2 out of 2 rounds. I got a 10, and then the second round didn't go so well. I got kind of caught up in traffic. It ended like a 35, I think.
Traffic has been an issue here. You might have to get a little closer to the mic. Traffic has really been an issue. Like I said, man, these guys aren't giving an inch. So when they get 2-3 people in a pack, they're racing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of easy to get caught up with like a few cars, and then once you're kind of stuck in that, it's hard to hold the pace. At least in like the lower heats.
Well, you're on the tire to be on right now. The hot race guys seem to have figured out something. Well, I mean, definitely Cole yesterday at last one. Ty, what are you running?
I'm running the same thing they're running. I'm just not as fast as them.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely it's an advantage, I think, being under the tent and running the same tires those guys are running. Knowing that the tires can go that fast is kind of a confidence boost, I guess.
All right. So your goal is obviously to make the semis. Do you think that's going to happen? Have you figured out how many are they taking through yet?
I think it's top 21, kind of 2 out of 4 rounds.
Are they running 15 car heats?
Yeah, they are here at the moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be 21 then I guess. 21 or 22.
So what they would they take the top 7 out of?
Does the TQ go to the main?
Yeah, TQ goes straight to the main.
Okay.
Okay, so then it's 10 and 10, and TQ goes to the main, and then 5 bump. I would believe that would make sense at least.
Do they have an LCQ?
So that'll be 21 going to the semis.
I don't think there's any else.
Probably not. Yeah, probably. Usually they don't.
Yeah, I want to say that the driver's stand can only hold 13 drivers max.
Really?
I could be wrong, but
Wow.
That's gonna be a factor.
Wow. So Roar is gonna have some issues in tomorrow.
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't know
fit
how
thing
much
out
is
in
going
there.
through. That's the one thing. There's no schedule. There's not much information going on. So we
Yeah.
don't really know what's going. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go over there and find out after I get off the mic with you. But Ryan, what are you finding the most difficult part of this track?
for sure the 6-pack is challenging for everybody. I've been getting through there pretty good myself. I would say I struggle on maybe like just some of the corners, like carrying speed and staying tight, because you kind of like think you have to go faster than you actually do to go fast. So it's easy to like blow a corner, and a lot of them are off camera. So if you get even just a little bit wide, it's quite a bit of time you lose. So just kind of stringing together the corners is probably the hardest part for me.
Yeah, I know a lot of people might say this track is flat and doesn't have any real big jumps, but to be honest, it kind of has to be like that because it's super fast. The jumps aren't big, but they're all you gotta jump on what's the word I'm looking for? Like you gotta jump at an angle and whatnot because the way they're angled. The 6-pack looks so simple, but I was watching the last quali, and like Mayfield Mayfield not too much, but guys are struggling through there with truggies. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. I also think that 180 after the short stretch is gonna be a pivotal passing point. Like you're gonna see a lot of guys trying to dive on the inside and just pushing guys wide. Right here, the 180 going to the 6-pack.
Oh yeah,
That's going to be one of the good passing points of this race.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
It's going to be more challenging because the front straight sort of steers, but the racing is going to be really close here anyway. So the lap times are close. Track is like really sort of looks really easy, but then has like those points you can really make up time. So you can go around easily, but you can't really go fast easily. So racing is always going to be good in tracks like that.
All right. Well, let's make our picks for Q3. We've been doing this for about 50 minutes. It's just going to be a short one. I'm going to go out and get some more video, probably do another pit walk today. I'm taking Cav for Q3. You?
I gotta go with my buddy Cole.
All right.
Cole's got it.
How about you, Max?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, probably. I'd say Testman, Mayfield, Cole Ogden. That's gonna be top 3.
All right. Well, we just picked the Q3. We got a couple of questions. Corey Jordan knows, how are the spectators there? Not too many. Mostly it's people. There are a few people that have made the trip up here. I just met some guys. They just drove up to watch. I think we're going to see that happen. To be honest, Corey, it isn't a very populated area. Like, we're in the middle of farmland up here. If I can say one thing, the amenities is not a lot around here, but to have a facility like this, you kind of have to make some sacrifice, and that would be it. It's a very small town. Very few restaurants, and like, the Walmart's about a half an hour away, 35 minutes away. So they say like the Amish come in here in the horse and buggies and pull up and watch.
Saw one.
I haven't seen one yet. I'm so upset. If I leave this, I just spit on my mic. If I leave this town and I don't see a buggy, a horse and buggy, I'm going right to the Amish community, and I'm going to be indoctrinated into their community, I think. Because I need to see this. I can't be all the way up here and not see it. I've never seen it in my life.
You just gotta be going to the store more. You'll see them.
Yeah, that's what it is. Actually, the thing is, I've been stuck here so much because I've been doing everything here with my janky laptop and phone. Well, I think that's it. I don't see any more questions. Do you guys have any questions before we sign out? We're trying to keep these short. Guys, I got to get to racing. I'm actually going to get to watch some racing today. I didn't get to watch much yesterday. So I don't think we have any more questions here. Nobody's talking to us, so I don't know. I got Cav, you got Cole, you went 3 people.
He's calculating.
Yeah, I went Testman, Mayfield, Cole for top
right.
3.
Okay, all right. We are supposed to just pick one, but I guess you can't do that because you got to be Max. But you know what?
Well, I picked the winner. I can pick Testman only if you want to. But I just pick all 3. More challenge, You
like Testman. You picked him to win at Silver State, and he did. No, PNB. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's it for today. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us. Thank you, Toby. You guys tune into Live RC. They're doing a great job. Check out our YouTube channel. We've been posting pictures. Follow us on IG. Follow us on Facebook. We've done 2 pit walks, a facility walk, a track walk, multiple videos, slow motions. Thanks to Mike Hill. He's been helping me out here a lot. My think tank has been busy. Thank you, Max, for your time. Thank you, everybody. Remember, Nitro. Anything else to say before we go? You got anything to say?
Nitro is the glory.
I like this guy.
Can I shout myself out?
Of course.
I'm doing videos again. I had a little bit of a break, but next week is going to be a new one. Just released two ones. Last week, I think, and the week before. And check out my Facebook. I've been doing a lot of setup stuff, so go check that out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
Are great.
So,
I've watched a few of them.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you're doing
I appreciate
a good
it.
job. Who's Devin Anthony, Black Dolphin? Yes, what's up? How you doing? We'll be live around 11 tomorrow as well. We can do it, so I'm happy about that. We can do it. Oh, my buddy, his Ty Teston's biggest fan, Black Dolphin, Devin. He loves Ty. Yeah, he's looking good, man. He's looking good. Anyway, guys, remember, Nitro is the glory. E-Buggy isn't paying any bills here at the Nationals this week. Truggy love all the way. If you ain't grinding, you're sliding. Thank you guys for tuning in. Lefty, Max, and Ryan are, let me get this right, out.
Thank you for listening to the No Name RC podcast. We greatly appreciate all the support and love from you, the listeners. Without all of you, none of this is possible. Special thanks to our patrons on Patreon. If you wish to support the podcast further, you can at patreon.com/NNRC podcast. As a patron, you will receive early releases, special content, and patron-only giveaways. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, www.nnrcpodcast.com. Remember, Nitro is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. If you aren't having fun, it doesn't make sense. And if you ain't grinding, you're sliding. Lefty out. Nitro is the glory. Nitro is the glory. Nitro is the glory.
That wasn't so bad.